Hola,
¿Cómo estás?
muy bien, gracias. ¿Tú qué tal?
Bien,
Qué bien, gusto de verte.
igualmente.
We were talking with Jonathan about tenants issues and how cold it is for everybody since we don't have too much insulation in our homes. I see you wearing the turtleneck, Viviana. You're managing to stay warm.
Yes, you know, I am cold all day.
Yes. Me too. Welcome, everybody. Hi, Kim.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hi, Elijah.
How are you?
Great. It's so good to see you all.
You too.
What other faces do we have?
Very fast.
Fantastic. Lots of folks joining in. Wonderful. So welcome, everybody. We are going to get started in just one moment. I hope everybody has the agenda, and just as a note, the agenda will be pretty regular. The only thing that we're adding today is a little opportunity for burning issues and open forum. So if there are any things that we're not regularly talking about that you would like to touch on, or something for a next meeting that we want to expand on, please let us know during that portion of the agenda. So just to get started, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Diana Collins-Fuente. I serve as the Director of Community Affairs, Student Development and Leadership for Associated Students, and I am a facilitator for this week. So I will start with the welcome and the land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that this meeting is being held on the traditional lands of the Chumash people and pay our respects to elders, both past and present. We honor the traditional territory as well as the story and contributions of the Chumash people to the land upon which we gather and create. Wonderful. And on that note, I am going to start calling on folks for introduction. Let's see. Let me start with Jonathan, if you would.
Hi, everybody.
Oh, sorry, Jonathan. Any quick updates as well, if you all have them. Thank you, Jonathan. Go ahead.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jonathan, General Manager of the IV Community Services District, and no quick updates. Well, we have another section in the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan. Next is Anna Jensen.
Hi, I'm Anna Jensen from Isla Vista Arts, and the only update I have is coming June, for the June session, I'll be hoping to recruit some Isla Vista youth for free participation in a bilingual play we're hoping to produce online. And I'm hoping it'll be really fun for any young people who want to attend. Thanks.
That is fantastic. Thank you for letting us know about that, Anna, and look forward to getting that information once you all have it.
Yes.
Wonderful. And next I have Gary Gaston.
Hello, everyone. Gary Gaston, UCSB Police Department Community Outreach Team. I do not have any updates that I can think of at the moment. I apologize. I was working on a project all the way up until the very second I got here. So good to see everyone.
Great to see you too, Gary. Thank you so much. Next, Ash Valenti. Let's see, Ash, I think just went away on us. So let me go past Ash and on to Atmika Iyer.
Hi, I'm Atmika. I'm with the Daily Nexus, just here to see what's going on in the community.
Wonderful. Thank you for joining us, Atmika. It looks like Ash will try rejoining us. So moving on from there, we'll go to Danielle Harrison, please. We'll come back to Danielle. Next will be Deborah Anderson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Deborah Anderson. I'm the Assistant General Manager at the Isla Vista Community Services District.
Thanks so much, Deborah. Next, Elijah.
Hey everyone, nice to see you all. Elijah Ettinger, Community Engagement with Cookies Retail.
Wonderful. Thank you, Elijah. Gina Fisher is next.
Hi, Gina Fisher, Office of 3rd District County Supervisor Joan Hartman.
Thank you so much, Gina. Haley O'Neill, would you like to go next?
Hi, my name's Haley. I'm with Coastal Dispensary, and I'm just here to listen and learn. And yeah, nothing really new. We're hopefully going to put together a virtual education event sometime in the next month or so, but we're still working out the deets with that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for that. Next, I have Joan Hartman.
Joan Hartman, 3rd District County Supervisor. Glad to be here this morning.
Thank you so much, Joan. Great to have you here. I have IVRPD next.
This is Luis, Recreation Coordinator for the Isla Vista Recreation Park District. Just want to thank Joan, who's on the call. Yesterday we had our grand opening of our raised bed community garden. So we're super excited to get 10 new gardeners into our community garden program. And yeah, continue to do our community garden expansion. We've just finished up the construction of our compost enclosure, which we'll be working with the Isla Vista Compost Collective to help manage that that infrastructure. And yeah, just a lot of fun, exciting things happen here in the Park District. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Luis. That is amazing. Congratulations to IVRPD on getting that community garden going and the composting. That is wonderful news, and I look forward to seeing some pictures as well of that celebration. Next up, I would call on Jay Freeman.
Jay Freeman, I'm on the board of the Isla Vista Community Service District and the Local Agency Formation Commission. I'm representing neither of them today. I'm here in my personal capacity.
Thank you very much, Jay. Next, Jeffrey.
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Holly, Professor of Anthropology at UCSB, working with students on a project about COVID and IV, and just here to listen and if trying to establish new partnerships in the community. So if you're interested, feel free to reach out to me in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jeffrey. We're so glad that you're here. Next, Joanna.
Hi there, my name is Joanna Hill. I'm from UCSB Department of Health and Wellness. And I miss this meeting so much. I miss all of your faces. I haven't been here in so long. So I'm just here to reconnect.
So great to have you back over here, Joanna. Wonderful. Next, John Foran.
Thanks, John Foran. I teach sociology and environmental studies at UCSB. Right now I'm teaching, I'm with EcoVista. Right now, though, it's about the class on EcoVista. That's the title of the class, Creating Systemic Alternatives. And a couple of the students are here because they're encouraged to attend. And finally, we're working this week and next on an EcoVista Green New Deal. In other words, a Green New Deal idea for Isla Vista. Thanks. Peace back.
Thank you so much for that, John. And John, I'm also wondering if perhaps at a future Ivcn meeting, perhaps EcoVista would like to do a presentation on the work that you all are doing?
I'm sure. Yeah, please. Anytime.
Perfect. Love to have that. Great. Next on the list, let me see, Kat Maroney.
Hi, my name is Kat. I'm actually a student of John's in the EcoVista class, and I'm just here to observe.
So glad to have you here, Kat. Thank you. Kim Ekinoa, you are next.
Hi, everyone. Kim Ekwanoa, she, her pronouns, and I'm from UCSB's Dean of Students office. It's good to see you, everyone.
Great to see you, Kim. Thank you. And Kirsten Deschler, you are next, if you are ready.
Ready. Kirsten Deschler, Government Relations, UC Santa Barbara, and the Chancellor's Representative on the Community Services District.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kirsten. Next, Lisa Oglesby.
sorry, I had to unmute. Hi, Lisa Oglesby, Isla Vista Food Cooperative Board of Directors. I've missed a couple of meetings, so it's nice to be back and get caught up. I have one very quick update. If anybody on the call or anybody who knows someone on the call is an Isla Vista Food Co-op owner, we are currently doing our candidate search for directors for our next board election. It runs February through March. So you'll see something on Co-op social media. You'll see outreach. You can go to our webpage if you're interested. And you can also contact me at board@islavistafood.coop, and I will put that in the chat. Thanks very much.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Lisa. And now Lisa Osborne.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Osborne, News and Public Affairs Director at KCSB. KCSB is going into Fund Drive on Wednesday. So if you have been wanting to get your KCSB gear like hats or shirts or masks, that's a great time to make a pledge, and we'll thank you with some of that cool gear. I'll put our website in here, and it's great to see everyone.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And also, Lisa, did you want to, by any chance, make a plug for your fabulous newsletter that you've been sending out? I don't know.
Oh, gosh. Thank you. It does. It goes to all undergrads, to about 27,000 3 times a week. It's the KCSB News COVID newsletter. It goes to our programmers 6 days a week. And then we do have a community version that goes out on Saturday. So if anyone wanted to sign up to receive the Saturday version, if you're not already getting the one that comes out to the UCSB community, you can go to our website here, actually. And there's just a thing, it just says join our newsletter at the bottom of the page. It's a little obscure. It doesn't say our COVID newsletter, but that will give you the option to get the COVID news once a week. And it comes out on Saturday, the day after the county news conference. So that's usually has fresh information in it. So yeah, thank you. Thanks for that opportunity.
Lisa. Absolutely. It is such a great resource. It really kind of is the go-to every morning for me to make sure I have at least the latest news. So thank you so much for that. Next, I have Mark.
Hi, everyone. Mark Fuchsovich, he, him, his, passionate Isla Vista community member and student.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mark. And next, we have someone whose birthday just passed a couple of days ago, I believe, Melissa Cohen.
Hi, everyone. It's true. I am now at level 39. It's very exciting. I'm also on my mobile device today, so I can't see everybody. Thank you, Diana, for facilitating. I have a little bit of in the weeds at the co-op. Announcements. Well, Valentine's Day has landed here, so if you are looking for a gift for this special someone, which might even be you, we have Insanity flowers on hand, and we brought in even more chocolate if that's possible. We're trying really hard to keep that type of inspiring connectivity to things that aren't just pandemic related. And so if you check our Instagram, there's also an epic giveaway going on right now. Other things, I think I'll talk later in the agenda in the general area. I think that's good for now. Thank you all.
Beautiful. Thank you, Melissa, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Next, we have Omari.
Hello, everyone. Omari Pryor with UCSB's Alcohol and Drug Program. No announcements at this time, but it's great to see you all.
Great to see you too, Omari. Thank you. Ruth Garcia Guevara, you're up next.
Hello, everyone. It's been so long, and I'm actually gonna take my camera off because I want to see everyone. Hello. Hi, I'm the Interim Assistant Director for Community Affairs for Associated Students, and it's very nice to see everyone.
Great to have you here, Ruth. Yay. Excellent. Next, we've got Rodney Gould. I think Rodney just popped off, so I will go past him and come back around. Spencer, you are up next.
Hi, everyone. Spencer Brandt. I'm the president of the Isla Vista Community Services District. Good to see you all today.
Great to see you, Spencer. Thank you. Tori, you're up.
Hi, everybody. Good afternoon. My name is Tori Saunders. I'm a police officer with the UCSB Police Department, currently assigned to community outreach. So I'm here with my partner, Gary. I think he already introduced himself, but we are currently planning a bike ride with the St. George Youth Center. It's going to be Wednesday, the 24th of February from around 3:00 p.m. to around 5 o'clock. It's going to be a short ride to Goleta Beach and back. So if anybody in the community wants to join, you're more than welcome to. Additionally, we are continuing our video campaign. Gary and I are slowly learning how to work Adobe products and training ourselves on that to make a video of our own. So we're hoping to launch a recruitment video shortly. So if you know anyone who's interested in becoming a police officer, or you think somebody would be a good police officer in our community, please refer them to us. We are hiring and we are looking for community members and those who would be willing to become police officers. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Tori. Perfecto. La próxima persona es Viviana Marzano.
Hi, everybody. Viviana Marzano, Director, Civic and Community Engagement, Isla Vista Liaison, and Senior Advisor to Campus Orgs for the Division of Student Affairs.
Thank you so much, Viviana. I see that Rodney's mic isn't working, but he is with us. That's Rodney Gould, the Isla Vista Community Advisor for Associated Students. Next, Yasmin Salari.
Hi, everyone. Yasmin from AS EVPLA.
Thank you, Yasmin. And let me see, did we end up with Ash back on the line?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Ash, they, them. I'm a core organizer with EcoVista and Food Not Bombs, and I'm a parks director here in my own capacity today. But I do want to tell everyone that there's an RPD meeting tonight at 5:30. You can find the agenda and Zoom link on ivparks.org. And on the agenda, there's gonna be an update about the tiny homes, probably similar to the one that was at the CSD meeting a couple of days ago. And we're agendized to make a priority list for how we're gonna spend our Measure O funds, which is kind of important. Could be a good opportunity for community feedback. And then what else? EcoVista has a General Assembly meeting tomorrow. And I guess that's it. Thanks.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Ash. Deborah, I don't believe I've called on you yet. You are up next. Looks like Deborah is not able to introduce herself at the moment. Did I miss anybody else that has not had a chance to introduce themselves?
Me. Jackie.
Oh, hi, Jackie. Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sorry, I joined late. Hi, everybody. Jackie Curda, UCSB Alcohol and Drug Program. Glad to be here.
Great. Thank you so much, Jackie. Wonderful. Then I think that is everybody. If anybody else has not, please don't hesitate to jump in and let us know a little bit about yourselves. So then next we will move on to the 3rd District report. Gina or Joan, would you like to start us off with that?
I think we have COVID updates. Joan, do you want to start?
Sure. I guess the most important thing about COVID is that the state is switching over for greater consistency across the 58 counties to a third-party administrator. In our county, Blue Shield will take responsibility for the vaccine administration program, and the county will be responsible only for the safety net population. And that will be happening in the next few weeks. This is probably the most difficult, frustrating time for people because of the variants. It's much more contagious and people are nervous. I get emails daily from people in the 75 plus range who are very pleased with how the system is being administered. But people from the 65 to 75 age range are getting very anxious and very concerned. So it's a difficult time. And mostly in Isla Vista, we've got Deltopia coming up And, you know, we've got to continue to do our best to keep people safe. So, so that's the big thing. Gino, did you have anything to add on COVID?
Just in terms of vaccinations, our county receives maybe 6,000 doses a week. So we have a huge, I mean, we would love more vaccines. We're like ready to go, like when more vaccines are available, but that's up to the incumbent on the federal government, the state government to make those available. And so far so everyone knows it's public health will get an allocation, 6,000 a week it's been. That covers first and or second doses. So that could be 6,000. Part of that could be for some, second doses for healthcare workers, second doses for, older folks. It could be some first doses at where we're at right now. The majority of those 6,000 are second doses. And then public health releases most of them to clinic partners or hospitals like neighborhood clinics, SANSOM, and UCSB's gotten some. And all those folks have to have a list of people who meet the strict criteria. They can only use the shots they get to vaccinate either healthcare workers or 75 plus. We do expect it to change though very soon, where we can shift into the next expanded tier, which will include 65 plus agricultural workers, grocery
And
store
food
workers.
Yeah.
Grocery store workers, food workers, and educators and childcare providers. But if we just keep getting, and we never know how much allocation we're going to get exactly, but there's an estimated, I think, 70,000 residents of our county that fit that criteria I just described, and we're getting 6,000 shots a week. So that may change with the Johnson & Johnson if it gets its emergency approval. That may change with the federal government being able to procure more. So it's a really frustrating situation, but that's just where we're at. I'm happy to take any questions about it.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions regarding the COVID portion of the 3rd District's report? Okay.
I have, Diana, one quick question. Oh, thank you. Just so I'm clear, so we should be tracking also via Blue Shield now. So we'll get the county updates for vaccine, but then we should also be paying attention to what Blue Shield is sending. I just want to be really sure.
So this is the fun part of this, is that the state is like, we're going to turn to the system called My Turn. And when My Turn's ready to go statewide, public health departments are only going to receive an even more reduced allocation. And that allocation will be used specifically for indigent populations, houseless shelters, homebound, like the really hard to reach people. And it's going to be a very minimal allocation. And everybody else will have to register on My Turn. The state has not yet communicated when My Turn will be live.
Okay.
None of it. So what the county's sort of almost in a holding pattern where we're trying to wrap up so that everybody who got their first shot will definitely have their second shot. Mm-hmm. And we just don't know when that go live date is. And we just anticipate having less. So yes, you have to pay attention to both.
Okay. Okay, no, that's good. Thank you for that.
It's like, so people are really, really frustrated with public health and our professionals at public health locally. And I mean, they have just, tired list doesn't begin to explain what the work that they have been doing for over a year now, around the clock, 7 days a week. And like, this is totally out of our hands. So
yeah, that's great. That's super clarifying. And it's helpful just to have, even though it's frustrating, at least there's information being shared. So that's helpful. So thank you.
Yeah.
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 Awesome.
And I expect, we're going to get a big slug of vaccines at some point, and we'll come to a new level. But right now, this is, I think, the worst 2 or 3 weeks we could imagine. Yeah, I think My Turn is up, but we don't have Blue Shield up yet taking this role, and that is likely to happen in a few weeks. But just to explain, we don't want to take appointments too far out, because there at least this point, there have been different systems to sign up, and people then get the vaccine, and then we've got vacant appointments. So we've only been signing up those who actually qualify under the eligibility criteria. And that process has been working well. Again, it's those who are eager to sign up where there's a lot of frustration. So we don't have a lot, but I just want to flag again for everyone that February 23rd, the county has a special meeting on unsheltered populations and what we've learned. We have a phase 2 report that's been vetted and is now being presented for adoption. And then there's also discussion about what we're going to have to look at in phase 3. Phase 2 looks at veterans, it looks at families, it looks at children, trying to focus on people who are recently unhoused. And I think the phase 3 is going to have to look at some of the more service resistant, and the lessons of IV will be very informative in this process. So that's coming up February 23rd. And
You
I
know
think
what?
that's
I have one more. I forgot. It's worth, if you give me 1 second, a totally separate announcement. I think I got some about the Pellet Village. I was on a call, and if you guys just give me 1 moment, it's about some of the outcomes I wanted to share that have happened already at the Pellet Park outside the community center. And I thought it was really promising and exciting about some of the things that have happened with the residents there.
That would be great to hear, Gina. Take your time. In the meantime, I would just refer folks to the chat. There is some information about how to register on My Turn and some additional information everyone has shared about that process. We will take this chat and then share with everybody the notes from it. So if you don't get a chance to review it right now, we will send that information out. But really good information, and just really grateful always that we have this opportunity to come together as this network to talk with the county and with everybody else and get that information firsthand from them. So thank you for that.
So, all right. So at the Pellet Village, which is about a little over a month now, month and a half maybe, of having guests there. 5 residents are now voluntarily doing detox or sobering programs. 0 of the residents, there's I think there's about 25 residing in the Pellet Park right now. When they moved in, had any documents like IDs, birth certificates, anything like that. And so I don't know the number, but a lot of them are actively with their caseworkers and management getting those documents obtained, because to get any kind of subsidized housing, you have to have identification. And so that's great. There was a very high, I'll skip that stat and I'll go on to 5 residents had deferred medical operations because their doctors, they didn't have a safe place to sleep and recover. So five of them have had the medical operations that had been deferred, sometimes for years. A big thing that happened was the other morning, all the residents had been awake, had slept through the night, and ate breakfast by 9 a.m. And that was a big deal because part of recovery is having a normal sleep cycle and a nighttime sleep cycle. And when you're houseless, that's very hard. You have anxiety, fears. So a lot of houseless folks are on inverse schedules, and they maybe sleep during the day because they have to, think about protecting their belongings and whatnot. And so to have them on a nighttime sleep schedule and all fed and ate breakfast by 9 a.m. is a big accomplishment. 5 have gotten employment. Many have been able to successfully enroll in either Medi-Cal and or CalFresh. They're attending court dates. And 3 of the guests that are at the temporary People's Park have indicated that they have interest in services now too. And those were some of the folks that are there were pretty service resistant, so that they're indicating they want services is really, really great. And only 3 folks at the Pellet Village had to be removed or voluntarily left the Pellet Village. So they've had a really high rate of folks staying there and stabilizing. And many of them have indicated and are making plans for their longer term housing. Many want to stay here in the Santa Barbara, southern Santa Barbara area. So they're getting on housing lists there. A few are okay. They want to go to Lompoc or Santa Maria, stay within the county. And then there are a couple that have identified they want to be reunited with family in other states. And so that's just tremendous casework, a lot of positive changes happening. And I wanted to share that with this. I'm happy to take questions. I don't know. We'll see what the questions are, if there are any, and if I can answer them.
That is great news, Gina. Thank you for sharing that. Are there any questions for Gina or for Joan, anything regarding the 3rd District report back? Okay, thank you so much for that information. Really relevant and great to hear those updates, especially about the what is happening at the community center. Okay, so then this next item on the agenda is really just an open forum for us to take a few minutes to just think about, are there any other kind of hot pressing items that we would want to either touch on today or bring forth as an agenda item for a future time with a little bit more time to report back. Some of the things that we've thought about that are coming up soon, of course, and of course, always COVID-related information. Deltopia is kind of around the corner. It's not too far away anymore. We have also, of course, been doing the work with the cannabis dispensaries, and I'm not sure if there might be any updates or report backs on that. And anything else that you all might want to touch on. So really open the floor. I see John Foran's hand raised.
I imagine this is shared by Spencer and Jay and others. I know that EcoVista is quite interested in, and Joan, not to mention Joan, thinking about the next community development plan for Isla Vista, which is obviously a big long-term process and topic, but this would be a great group at some point to have a discussion around that. Peace back.
Great point, John. Thank you. Yes, the Isla Vista master plan. Spencer, would you like to speak at all to that in terms of what the CSD has been doing, or will that come up later on in your report back?
Sure, I can speak to it. So I think a number of folks who are on our call today had a chance to join us. We got a presentation from County Planning and Development staff this past or couple weeks ago now. Feels like it was just yesterday. I thought it was a really informative presentation. It really covered sort of the process of how the master plan was originally adopted and then how it never got fully approved because of issues with parking in Isla Vista and the Coastal Commission. And our board had a follow-up conversation yesterday at our board meeting. I think, or not yesterday, I'm off on my days. But we had a good conversation, and I think the prevailing feeling was that in order for the community to have a understanding of the plan and just of planning in general and the different terminologies and what they mean, there's going to need to be a little bit more investment in sort of research and communicating to the community what that is. So we directed staff to bring us back some options in terms of contracting with a planning firm to sort of give us a more in-depth presentation that I think speaks to people in terms that they understand rather than in some of these technical planning terms, so that folks can better understand the ins and outs of that. And we anticipate that that will come back in the next number of months.
That is really good to hear, Spencer. And for anyone that was not able to join the Ivy Community Services District, just the importance of coming back to the Ivy Master Plan and having a chance for really a robust, community engagement and participation in that process is huge. It really has been such a community engaged process for all these years. And as John was mentioning, any opportunity that we have to help to kind of create a forum for that conversation to happen through the Ivy Community Network, we would absolutely welcome that opportunity to make sure that we're reaching as much of the community as possible during that process. Thank you very much. Any other comment for now on the IV master plan from anyone? I see Luis's hand is up. I'm not sure if it's related to this, but please go ahead, Luis.
Yes, I just wanted to share and kind of give everybody an update. Over the last couple of months, IVRPD has been talking about our application for the statewide park program grant, which is a grant that we're applying for to do a full renovation of Children's Park, which is located off of Camino del Sur and Picasso Road. And so we're coming down here to the deadline day, which is in March, and we're going to be hosting 2 more public workshops. So they'll be virtually, and I think one of them will be also have an in-person part of it as well. If you wish to join us in person, if not, you can join us via Zoom. Our next meeting is scheduled for Saturday, February 20th. So that'll be next Saturday. And we'll be just trying to get some more community input. We've held 3 meetings thus far. We've had 60 people attend those meetings. So we're just looking to continue to get more feedback on what type of renovations people would like to see done at Children's Park. And yeah, I just want to share that information. We'll be hosting another workshop on March 1st as well. And then presenting kind of like some final concept design that will be presented to the board on March 4th prior to the March 12th grant application deadline. So I don't know if also this is a great, I'll be happy to share any conceptual designs to the Ivcn if some people can't join us on those meetings, just to give you guys an idea of what we have planned for the park and get feedback. So because as much feedback we can, the more competitive our grant will be. So yeah, I just want to share that information with all of you.
That is really great to hear, Luis. Luis, do you have a guesstimate of how much the grant is for that you're applying for?
Yeah, we actually just recently hired a landscape architect to work with us on this, and they're estimating that's going to be anywhere between $1.5 million to $2 million renovation. So it'll be a full-on renovation of the whole park.
Amazing. That's so awesome. Excellent. Thank you so much. And so for folks that want to be in touch with you around that, of course, you are sending out the newsletter regularly that kind of talks about the workshops that are coming up. Should folks also just reach out to you directly, or do you want to share some information on the chat for ways to be in contact?
Yeah, I'll put in the chat, but yeah, feel free to email me. I'll put my email contact right now in the chat, or email the IVRPD general email if you have any questions or wish to participate in other ways, or have any feedback on how we can reach different populations of the community. We're looking to get, have everybody give as much input as possible. So yeah, I'll put my information in here.
Beautiful. Thank you, Luis. Before we jump off of this item on the agenda, I want to just ask you all if you would like us to put an item on the agenda, perhaps for the next meeting to discuss Deltopia, or if there are things already kind of in the works that we want to have a discussion about in terms of Deltopia, or is it a little bit too soon for that?
No, that'd be perfect timing.
Okay, fantastic. Okay. Luis, is your hand up again, or was that from before? Maybe from earlier. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Any other items that you want to mention as a hot, as a hot issue that you would like to see us spend some more time on? Anybody? Okay, perfect. Then we will move on to the next item on the agenda. Just need to get to, Yasmin, you are up with the Associated Students NIV report.
Hi, everyone. Just as we were talking about Deltopia, our first planning meeting with the university is next week on Thursday. We're meeting with program board and all the different entities that are going to host like virtual events. So hopefully I'll have some more updates on that soon. Yesterday, the execs and I met with student affairs and we discussed like COVID.
Oops. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, it's okay. COVID in IV and also preparing for spring quarter. Last weekend was, from what I heard, pretty slow, but that's also because it was midterm season. But we expect that as like the weather's getting warmer and spring quarter is approaching, we need to have a plan in place so COVID doesn't get worse in IV. There are COVID-19 ambassador, there's a COVID-19 ambassador program happening through Health and Wellness. I believe their first training for their ambassadors was yesterday. They're planning on paying students to table outside of the co-op, I believe, to pass out masks, thermometers, but also just like information about COVID. And this was the model that was used at UCSD. So, and they found it really helpful. So hopefully it works in Ivy as well. IVTU is continuing their emergency grants for food and grocery delivery. And also they are offering caseworking services to anyone in Ivy. You can book an appointment on their website. That's all I have.
That's great. Thank you so much, Yasmin. Are there any questions for Yasmin and associated students? Great. Okay, then next we have the IVCSD, Spencer or Jonathan.
Sorry, I was finding my unmute button. Spencer, do you want to go first? And the planning was a big one. We covered that one already.
Yeah, so I think we covered the planning. We had a good meeting this past week with all of our different partners, UC Santa Barbara, the county, and Santa Barbara City College, just to talk about what's being done in terms of COVID safety enforcement in Isla Vista. And I thought that went really well. It was a good opportunity for the public to hear about some of the measures that are being taken, about the university's disciplinary actions at UCSB and SBCC, and also about the new training that law enforcement has received for them to be able to enforce the public health officer order, and just a discussion about COVID safety in general in Isla Vista that I thought was really helpful. We touched on planning. Jonathan, do you want to add in more?
Yeah, I don't think there's not much more to add. Yeah, if people want to check out the hearing on the COVID violations, you can check out Jay's YouTube channel, Ivy is a City, which is where these meetings are streamed, I think. And so that's where you can see it's an hour-long presentation. So there's a lot to learn there.
Great. Thank you both. And are there any questions for the IVCSD? Okay, great. And I did receive a note just asking, and perhaps this is a question for Kirsten. I'm not sure who at UCSB that is on here would be the right person, but the question is it possible to have a status update on UCSB's work with Ocean Road at the next meeting?
I'm happy to pass that question along to Kirsten. I'm not sure if she's still on the call.
Great. Oh, thank you so much, Kim.
Sure, no problem.
Okay, wonderful. Next, then we have law enforcement. So I would turn it over first to UCPD. Gary or Tori, would you like to go?
Sure. We don't really have any updates with regards to that. I will tell you that we are in an ongoing training phase right now. A lot of the officers, I'm not sure how far along we are, but are currently taking a lot of racial profiling class, use of force, de-escalation, implicit bias. And then the community outreach team is in the process of going to the 40-hour training on mental health response. So that's the, we call CIT training. So we're kind of transitioning into getting a lot of our training stuff done. Usually once a year, we're able to do the training, but because of COVID, we weren't able to do our normal training this year. So now it's trickling through, and a lot of it is via webinar. A lot of law enforcement agencies are doing it this way currently because the normal venues to where we would go get the training are all going on webinars. So I think it took a while for them to kind of build that the venue up that way. So, but yeah, we have no new updates. Continuing our video campaign to increase kind of showing some of what the officers are doing here, especially during this time. But that's about it.
Yeah, great, Gary. And I'll just touch on what Gary mentioned about our training. It's through UCLA's extension courses. So it's similar to UCSB's extension courses. So when you complete the 3 classes, you get 0.8 of a credit for each class, which is actually college credit, which is awesome. I love, I'm taking some of the UCSB classes myself, so I love to continue my education in that. So we're having all of our officers do that. It's been great. The classes have been great. I've completed them all. Gary has completed them all, I believe. And they're really beneficial. So we're happy about that. Justin Schroeder is not here today. He wanted me to mention that if you have any questions for the Sheriff's Department, you can email him. I'll throw his email into the chat, but he is not here today. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Tori and Gary. Are there any questions for UCPD? And since we don't have the Sheriff's Department, we can certainly make notes if there are any questions for them.
I do have one more thing, Deanna, that I just thought of. I thought it was relevant. As many of you know, we were talking about doing a restorative justice program. The restorative justice program we've already initiated working with the Santa Barbara Sheriff's Department. However, up until just recently, UCSB police officers were not able to cite unless we were on patrol in the foot patrol capacity. So we did a lot of work to get that changed, and we are very close to being able to have our own version of that we're still going to do with the Sheriff's Department. Tori is one of the instructors on that, and will be our facilitator in-house and out-house as far as doing the trainings. And it really is a great program steeped in procedural justice, procedural fairness, and working with the community on getting some of the students and some of the people who are not students to go to class and learn why we're writing these citations. We're hoping the impact is to understand a little better how the violations in the first place impact the rest of the community, and to get, a little more information like that out. And we've had a very good impact in that. And I think it's going well. People learn a lot during the class. And I think the impact before we were doing that was, here, I got this ticket. It's going to cost me money. I hate you. That's literally the response you get. But in this case, we're able to sit down and talk about it and say, this is impacting the rest of the community. There's not just you here. There are kids that live in Isla Vista. There are people who are disturbed by some of these behaviors, and we have to respect all of them in the community. Then statistics and other opportunities to talk about other law enforcement things then give way and open up to discussions. And it's really been a great experience, learning experience, and a teaching experience for us. So. And I think that'll roll out in the next month or so. We're very close working out the last bit of details, and that'll be through our new website. You'll be able to get more information on that.
Great. Thank you very much, Gary. It is really helpful to have those insights kind of into what is happening within UCPD. So thank you for sharing that. I did notice that we had a couple more people that joined us, and I just wanted to make sure to ask. I see Lori and Margaret have joined us. I don't know if you wanted to just give a brief introduction, and if you have anything that you would like to share, I wanted to offer that opportunity as well. Margaret, would you?
Yes, thanks, Deanna. Hi, good to see everybody. And so Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs at UCSB. And I heard Yasmin's update. So I'll just say she was accurate. Spencer and I did a walk along with Lieutenant Camarena on Saturday night, and this past weekend was pretty quiet. But we are keeping up all of our efforts, including there was a question the other night about identifying student organizations who have faced any sort of sanctions. So we're updating our dashboard to include the fact that 10 student organizations have had some kind of disciplinary action related to a COVID violation. So we will update that, and information is going out today advising students that we do not encourage them to travel for spring break, and identifying some local activities that could be engaged in without violating COVID protocol. So that's going out this afternoon, and I think that's it for me today, but thanks for the opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Margaret. Are there any questions for Margaret? Okay, great. And Lori, how about you?
Hi, I'm Lori Goodman. I'm the Executive Director of the Isla Vista Youth Projects. I don't have anything new to announce, but I will remind everyone that we are doing food distribution by appointment at our Family Resource Center. Not this Thursday, but next Thursday. It's every other Thursday, twice a month. And we are also distributing diapers now at our Family Resource Center. And I'm looking forward to increasing our impact, but I don't have anything to report quite yet.
That is great. Thank you very much for that, Lori. Always great to hear what Ivy Youth Projects is doing, and the Family Resource Center and the Children's Center. It's just such great work. I think that Deborah Anderson, I don't know if you had a chance to introduce yourself earlier and if you had any update. No? Okay. Wonderful. Then we have actually reached the end of our agenda for the day. We got through it very quickly. We have a little bit more time. If there's anything else that anyone would like to bring up, or otherwise, we will get ready for the next meeting. As we mentioned earlier, for anyone who wasn't with us, if you do have any agenda items, anything that is a hot topic that you want to make sure that we spend some time talking about, please let us know. We have so far on the list for future agenda items, the IV master plan, the upcoming Deltopia events, an update on the status of UCSB developments at Ocean Road, and the upcoming workshops with IVRPD, but I actually don't think that that was an agenda item. So just those items so far coming up. And is there anything else from anyone? Okay. Fantastic. Then I think that we are done for today. Thank you all for coming together for this meeting. It is great to see all of your faces, and we will see you again in 2 weeks back over here.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Diana.